All right, let's get you the big breaking news right now. And the Trinamool Congress has now recommended or suggested Abhishek Banerjee's name to represent the Trinamool Congress in the parliamentary delegation in connection with Operation Sindoor. And remember, earlier there was a controversy after Minister Kiran Rijiju had actually reached out the Trinamool Congress had said that they cannot approach the MPs directly, and that it has to be the party that chooses who is going to represent this multi-party MPs delegation that is being sent across the world. 7 delegations, 3 of which are to leave tomorrow. Well, let's go across to Shreshi now for more. And Shreshi, earlier the government had reached out to Yusuf Pathan, and there was some controversy there. He backed out, or had been told to back out, and the Trinamool Congress said that they should be asked for the name of who will represent the party. And now it seems that there's been some damage control on that front.
Well, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, while addressing the media yesterday, said that the decision was taken unilaterally by the centre to send Yusuf Pathan in that parliamentary delegation that will be visiting global countries. But Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had left the door open that in case the centre does seek a name and a representation from the Trinamool Congress, then the party will pick its MP, and that is exactly what has happened. What we understand is that Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju had reached out to Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and checked for a recommendation who could go and represent the Trinamool Congress abroad. And the Trinamool Congress has chosen its General Secretary and MP Abhishek Banerjee for this. And of course, this comes after Yusuf Pathan was withdrawn from that delegation just yesterday. Now, the Trinamool Congress also has said that it stands by the centre's foreign policy, and it's not a boycott of sorts, but a unilateral decision can be not taken by the centre. And Trinamool Congress has got its way and has sent Abhishek Banerjee's name. If the centre accepts it, then he is likely to be, visiting the places that Yusuf Pathan was supposed to go to. But this is the breaking news that we are getting for you, that Trinamool Congress is going to be represented by Abhishek Banerjee. That's the recommendation made by Mamata Banerjee. And of course, we'll have to wait and see whether his name is now officially announced by the centre in the delegation or not. Back to you.
All right, Shreshi, we also have Vasudha joining us for more. And Vasudha, this was something the centre did not want, an unseemly controversy at a time when they're sending out this diplomatic outreach of, multi-party MPs. And now Abhishek Banerjee's name has been suggested. What are you hearing?
Well, the government has made it very clear that it wants this diplomatic exercise in the form of multi-party delegations traveling across the world for the political class to speak in one voice, which is why what government sources have told us now is that they have confirmed Abhishek Banerjee as one of the delegations, one of the participants of the delegations that will be traveling to different parts of the world. In fact, Yusuf Pathan was the original recommendation by the government. He was not recommended by the party then, which is why Mamata Banerjee was very angry and very annoyed at the fact that political parties were not consulted and the government had basically picked on these names on its own, and which is why they had specifically said, in fact she had said that the mother party needs to be informed on occasions like that. Now the government has made it clear that it wants a reproach, it wants damage control, and more importantly it wants this exercise to be a confidence building measure. It wants the political class to speak in a unified voice, specifically with regard to India's position vis-a-vis Pakistan. Abhishek Banerjee will be representing TMC when it comes to Operation Sindoor. Multi-party delegations will be travelling from tomorrow. In fact, Yusuf Pathan was supposed to travel to South Korea, Indonesia, Malaysia and Japan. That delegation headed by Sanjay Jha, who is a JDU MP, is all set to leave tomorrow. And today the briefing is expected to take place. Foreign Secretary himself is going to brief this particular delegation. Yusuf Pathan is now out, which we got to know yesterday. Abhishek Banerjee comes in, and this is just a day after he attended the all party, he attended the External Affairs, Parliamentary Committee on External Affairs, which was headed by Shashi Tharoor, in which Foreign Secretary did a briefing. And yesterday also we heard Abhishek Banerjee say that political parties need to be consulted on the kind of representation that they need to send out. Well, this is government and TMC striking a striking a cordial tone after several days of back and forth.
Right, Shreyashi, so a big, a victory in a sense for Mamata Banerjee. They pushed this yesterday, and now they've given the name after Kiran Rijiju reached out.
Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee essentially said yesterday while speaking to the media that, they will not be opposing this exercise. However, what we did pick up from the Trinamool Congress is that Yusuf Pathan being picked up by the centre unilaterally comes from a place that he is an international cricketer. He has been representing the nation on foreign soil, and he is a known face. But the Trinamool Congress, what we understand, wanted to send someone who is a more seasoned parliamentarian who can speak on behalf of the centre as well as the party and also represent the country. So they wanted to send someone more seasoned. And of course, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's pick in Abhishek Banerjee comes as no surprise. He's also the nephew of the Trinamool Congress chief. But Abhishek Banerjee, as Vasudha clearly mentioned, that he was there in the parliamentary, the meeting yesterday on external affairs, the parliamentary committee meeting yesterday on external affairs, along with Rajya Sabha MP Sagarika Ghosh. And of course, this sends out a stronger message that there is no centre and opposition state divide when it comes to foreign policies and when it comes to sending out a strong message opposing Pak-sponsored terror. And the Trinamool Congress, along with the other MPs, will be participating in that. We're now going to be just waiting for an official confirmation to see which delegation Abhishek Banerjee is a part of, since he's already in the national capital. We can expect a confirmation shortly. And of course, he will be there representing the Trinamool Congress.
Right. In fact, the Trinamool Congress also sending a delegation to border areas. That's very interesting, to Jammu and Kashmir. But Aishwarya, so this is a welcome development for the centre, given that they wanted an all-party representation. They said that this is something which goes beyond the party lines. Really, it's representing India and putting across India's message to the world. So Abhishek Banerjee has now been suggested by the Trinamool Congress.
Well, Gargi, we just spoke to a very senior leader in the government, and the reasoning that has been given that the government thinks that the delegation that is going abroad is representing the country and not a political party with a larger heart. It is the government who has reached out to the Trinamool Congress chief after the entire controversy that erupted, that the political chief should be contacted first, and then the nomination should be there. The nominated member, of course, on the government's view earlier was Yusuf Pathan. He has represented Indian cricket and has held a high post, and that's how the balanced approach was of the government since day one while selecting these committees, these multi-level, multi-party delegation. It has mixed of the opposition MPs plus the BJP MPs, the ally partners, and the government has not thought of not having a balanced approach while constituting this. There have been two reasoning that was given earlier by the government that how this multi-party delegation was formed. Of course, number one, that this is not at all a single political party, or this should not have any politics. If any political party want to do the politics over it, they can. But when it comes to India with a larger heart, the government can reach out to them, whatever name they have to give, they can suggest. But it is, of course, these people are not will not represent their political party. These MPs will represent India abroad, and the best of the MPs should go there. We have seen Ghulam Nabi Azad Azad to MK Akbar, these people have been, at such high posts that can represent India and can make India's stance very clear to their counterparts where they are visiting. So that's how, the government finally decided after the entire controversy to reach out with a larger heart to the TMC that the representation should be there of the Trinamool Congress in these delegations, and therefore the name has now suggested by the Supremo Abhishek Banerjee in place of Yusuf Pathan, and most probably that delegation would be of Sanjay Jha's, where earlier Yusuf Pathan was there.